coming to you live from Tennessee, from the east to the west. We are talking Cowboys everything. And you just entered
the Cowboy Zone.
Welcome back to an episode of the Cowboy Zone. This is our pregame show. I'm your host, Marcus Jones, the Bluff City Cowboy from Memphis, Tennessee.
And this is Lambo from Cowboys Y'all out of Johnson City, Tennessee.
All right, guys. I see we got quite a few people watching, so thank you for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, make sure you share this wherever you're watching from. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. And if you like what we're doing so far, we have our cash apps in the corner right here. So feel free to support the show and hit that cash out. Mine's in my corner, Lambo's in his corner.
That would be greatly appreciated.
So we got a quick show for you guys today, our pregame show. We're going to hit on a couple topics. We're going to get you guys involved to see how you feel about today's game. And we're going to get out of here before 12 o'clock, give you guys a chance to change your fantasy teams, get your man caves ready, get your favorite beverage for a full day of NFL football, ending with the Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight.
Of course.
All right, Lambo. So first of all, let's get into it. Let's go into our injury report as we talk about who's in and who's out for this week's game.
Injury report.
All right. Can you read this one better this week?
I like that. Yeah, let me zoom it in real quick. I'm
all right.
On my screen, I won't be able to see the chat. Let's see. There we go.
All right, guys.
I'm
so
good.
If you're there, get in the comments. Let us know you're there. Let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're watching from. And again, our pregame show is very interactive, so we want to get your questions and your comments and your feedback about today's game. So looking at the injury report, I mean, we know about all the guys that they're missing on the offensive line already, but looking at guys that we expected to play, I see Russell Gage is questionable. Chris Godwin is questionable. Looking at their status all week, you see Russell Gage is kind of a limited participant, and Chris Godwin was a full participant. Now, I was reading something that said Chris Godwin's full participation was him wearing the red jersey. So he was there, but he wasn't really active.
Yeah.
So there's a slight chance he doesn't play also.
Yeah, and there's a report that I seen. When was it? It was a few hours ago that it was encouraging that they think he's going to play, but that he might be on a snap count. So he might be, if he does, even if he does play, it should be a very limited amount that he's out there.
Exactly. Another one that stood out, and looking at Mike Evans, is blank for Wednesday and Thursday. Then Friday did not participate, but it doesn't list him as out or questionable. So I thought that one was kind of unusual. I don't know what that means in terms of how prepared he'll be for today's game.
Hopefully not too prepared.
I know. Well, I'm looking for Diggs to shut him down anyway. So
I think so too. It's a perfect matchup for Diggs, and
yep, pretty much a continuation from what we saw last year.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the Cowboys Week 1 injury report, and of course, we see Michael Gallup is officially out for this week. No surprise to anyone. And then also the surprising one. What's up, Terry Rudd? I see got my guy Rudd joining today. Appreciate you tuning in.
What's up?
The one that's got me a little bit concerned is J-Ron Curse. He did not participate on Friday, and then is blanked the 2 days before, and he's hit with that questionable tag. So we know he had that neck injury during the preseason, and he's been kind of nursing that the entire off season. So Lambo, you think Curse starts? You think he's limited? What do you think about Curse in today's game?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried as well. I mean, like you see, he did not participate Friday. It's questionable. I mean, he's a key piece to our defense.
Definitely.
I would go as far as to say that the third most key piece on that defense, in my opinion. Um,
Okay.
but
Who's second? I know who first is. Oh, never mind.
Diggs.
Never mind.
I'll go Parsons, Diggs, Curse in that
Uh-huh.
order of most importance. But uh, hey, I mean, on a positive note, if he does have to miss or if he's on a limited count, we might get to see your guy a little bit more and see if
Mook,
that Marquise Bell gets out there or move.
Bale, yeah.
See what they can do. That's the good thing. That's the good thing. I would be more worried if this was 2 years ago. The
Mm-hmm.
safety depth right now, I feel really comfortable with. So I do think. I mean, it would hurt us. I'm not gonna front and say it wouldn't. It would hurt us to not have Curse on the field. But I do feel really good about our safety depth. So that gives me a reason for less concern.
Mm-hmm. What's up? Now it says Facebook user
Hmm.
here, but on my Facebook page, I can see it's one of my classmates, Raphael Govan. So, Govan, thank you for joining and tuning in. He's a diehard Cowboys fan, also. So, appreciate you giving us a couple minutes. Salambo, you think Bale's the guy who comes off the bench first if Curse can't play, or is it Wilson?
Probably Wilson, just because the veteran experience.
Yeah,
But if he struggles, I don't think they'd hesitate to yank him
yeah.
out of
I
there.
think the leash is short for
Yep.
Wilson this year.
I think so too. I think so too. You got a bunch of young, hungry guys behind them, ready to show out. They've been looking great during off season and preseason, or throughout camp and everything. But yeah, just because the veteran experience, I think Wilson will get out there first if that does
Mm-hmm.
happen. But like you said, short leash, short leash. He could get out there and be back on the sideline before the second quarter hits.
Exactly. All right. So one more thing in the injury report. And Mendoza, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you joining us on a Sunday morning. One last thing that stood out, Dak Prescott. I know you heard the reports on Thursday about him having a bad pair of shoes and
Yeah.
he was dealing with some ankle issues on the same surgically repaired ankle.
Uh-huh.
And John Machota just posted on Twitter that Dak said it felt like something popped in his foot. X-rays were negative. Seemed like he just popped some scar tissue. They brought him back yesterday. He ran fully, and he seems good to go.
All I
Any
got to say
concerns about
is
that? Yeah,
I don't have any concerns. I think they're just being. I mean, it's your quarterback, so everything's amplified
right.
to the biggest extent. Like, and Dak, just stick with the Air Force, or just stick with the retro ones, man. Like, let's leave the retro. The retro 11s look great, but let's just stick with what's working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if
But
it
yeah,
ain't
no
broke, don't
no
fix it.
service. I think they're just blowing it up. I don't think
Yeah.
there's no reason to concern at all.
Okay. Before we move on, Lambo, anything else on the injury report stand out to you that we need to talk about?
No, I'm not too concerned. And then Jordan Lewis, he got in full participation Friday without any setbacks. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
No real reason to concern. It looks like they got a lot more reason for concern on their end.
Especially at the receiver position.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
definitely something to keep an eye on as the game progresses. All right. So we're at 15 minutes, pretty much at the halfway point. Um, the inactive list has not come out yet, so we can't report on that this week. But if you check our Facebook and our Twitters as the day progresses, I'm sure you'll see where we make notes about who's active and who's inactive, as well as every other media outlet and podcaster. One thing I want to talk about the roster, the practice squad. So, as you guys are aware, the NFL changed the rules last year where each team can bring up 2 players from the practice squad to be on the 53-man with the 48-man roster on game day. And you guys know we signed Jason Peters earlier this week. He was on the practice squad. So yesterday they had the list who was being brought up from the practice squad. And of course, it's our kicker and our backup quarterback. So Jason Peters will not be on the active roster this week. Lambo, you got any concerns about that?
Um. Yes and no.
Uh-huh.
Like I say no because I'm trying to trust in the organization that if they was really, really concerned about who they're putting out there, they wouldn't leave
Mm-hmm.
him in the practice squad. So I feel like that they feel safe about it. They feel good about it. I feel like they've tested Tyler Smith in practice and they feel comfortable where they're at for this week. At the same time, we've seen our organization make some really dumb moves and not be the smartest about certain things. So I mean, it's concerning. It's concerning having Tyler Smith out there to start against Shaq Barrett. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's getting thrown to the wolves immediately. That's concerning in its own. I'm a little concerned. I would like to have a veteran just in case he has a Chaz Green day to just because I mean, what do we do? What do we do if he has that day with Peters on the practice squad? We move
Right.
Josh Ball out there, who's probably going to continue that same day.
Yeah. Pretty much flying without a safety net. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it's sink or swim, and it could judge the entire game. I mean, if Tyler Smith ain't ready, that could be game over right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. It's scary. I kind of would like to have Peters out there, even if he's endurant. You know, he's just not can't, game ready completely. I'd still feel more comfortable having him out there just in case we need to.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. So
We'll see.
another kind of nugget that relates to this game, we talk about how Jason Peters is kind of providing that veteran presence, that veteran leadership, giving tips to Tyler Smith. As a practice squad player, you're not allowed to stand on the sidelines. So he's not able to kind of stand on the sidelines and help be kind of a mentor to him. So we have a really young tackle group hitting the field today because Tyler Smith is playing his first game ever. Josh Ball is playing his first game ever, I believe. I don't think he was active last year.
I don't believe
Matt
so.
Waletzko, first game ever. And then Terrence Steele, who's a 2-year veteran, but he's still a pretty inexperienced guy. So
And then, yeah,
there's no veteran
uh,
leadership in our tackle group. So if something happens, you don't have a guy who can kind of sit everybody down and kind of explain to them what they're seeing and how they should handle it,
right.
other than our offensive line coach, which um, none of us have a lot of faith in Philbin.
And let's also add in the fact that Tyler Smith doesn't have much room for error lining up next to Conor McGregor.
McGovern.
I'm thinking about MMA over here.
Thinking about the
Oh,
UFC fight last night.
yeah. I was watching some highlights earlier that stuck in my damn head.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'll throw him out there, see what he can do. No, I'm saying, but yeah, next to Conor McGovern, that threw me way off. That's not helping things really.
Mm-hmm.
I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I knew Zach Martin was right next to his side
Oh yeah, definitely agree.
or Conor McGregor.
Or just even having a veteran voice to
Yeah.
kind of gear things going forward.
Right.
All right, guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching from YouTube. And if you're watching from Facebook, make sure you share it to your personal page, share it to your favorite Facebook group. We want to get you guys involved in the rest of the show now. So we're coming up to one of our favorite segments, and that is when we give our game predictions for this week's game. But before we do that, Lambo, let's recap again on some of the keys to victory that we kind of talked about last week, and just touch on those really quick.
Keys to victory.
All right, so Lamba, do you remember the 3 keys that you gave, or you want to
Pretty
change
much.
them?
I remember it was going to be Tyler Smith. It was going to need to be at least average to above average against Shaq Barrett.
Right,
He can't give the game away on that side.
right.
I wor-
We both had
yes.
that one. Both agreed on that
So
one.
that's important. Another thing I had was I believe it was pressure on Brady, intense pressure on Brady all game long,
Yeah,
and then you had a good point
the
that
interior
pressure is
line.
probably going to need to be interior pressure.
Right,
That's where our best matchups are and everything. So,
exactly.
and then my other one I remember was we was going to have to establish a run game.
Mm-hmm.
We can't have Zeke 11 carries, 33 yards again. That's
Right.
just not going to cut it. So establish the run game as well. Because you know, it might be tough at first with a lot of the inexperience we have at the receiver position. It might be tough
Mhm.
in that pass game immediately. If it would really help Dak out a lot if we can lean on that run game early.
Yep. So I'm with you 100% on the first one. Same thing on the second one. I think it has to come from the inside. Even though listening to Professor O on Wednesday night, he gave a statistic about the success of Dante Fowler against
Hmm.
Tom Brady. I think he's had like 5 sacks against Brady in his career, and that's one of the most over the past 5 years or what have you.
Hmm.
So we have a guy who has experience against Brady in terms of getting him to the ground. However you want to take that. So that's something else. If there's some
Yeah.
outside pressure to be had, that may be something to look out for, especially when you got D Law having to deal with Tristan Wirfs on the other side, and that'll
Yeah.
probably be at best a cancel each other out type deal.
Yeah.
All right, and then my third one was the return game, kind of like what Mendoza said.
Hmm.
Um, Tampa Bay had one of the worst net punt averages in the league last year. I think they were 31st. So that means there's a lot of short kicks, or that means that they allow some good returns based off of those punts. So we got Turpin back there. We got our full complement of special teams guys. Um, Hopefully those guys will come through. Turpin can make a couple of good plays to give us those hidden yardages that we need for this offense to get rolling, because we're so behind the eight ball in terms of what we know about our receivers and offensive line questions. All right, so now that we hit those keys to victory, Lambo, let's go ahead and get those game predictions in. So, guys, whoever's watching right now, make sure you get in the comments. Let us know who you think is going to win and what the score is going to be. And we got some prizes coming in, so I will be taking note of these. And once the prizes come in, we will give them out. So be sure to get your game predictions ready. And Lambo, let's get into it.
Game prediction.
All right, Stephen White, thank you for joining.
What's
He's
up?
he's a regular over at Dallas Cowboys Uncensored with Charlie and Rika and Eric. So thank you for joining and tuning in with us today. And he's coming in with this score first. Lambo, I hope he didn't steal your thunder.
I
What you got?
always like to do this game prediction on the spot right away and go with my gut instantly without thinking it ahead before the show. So feeling my gut right now. Oh man, you see, I got that Michael Irvin problem.
Uh huh.
I get too optimistic. I get too optimistic. All right, man. I almost want to give two. Almost want to give it my gut. No,
You
you know
said
what?
2 touchdowns?
No, no,
Oh,
no. There's part of me that feels like we might lose this game, but I don't. I don't even want to go there, man. I'm trying to feel
uh-huh.
optimistic. Week one. All right. Let's say. Give me 31-28 Cowboys.
Okay. Any reason behind that?
Nope. 100% gut.
All right. So you said, hold on. You said
31-28 Cowboys. And it's going to be a game-winning field goal, believe it or not.
okay. So
I think
you
that makes us extremely nervous.
so you're putting it in Maher's hands
Money Maher.
to win us the game.
Yep. That's when you see Maher go on the field with the game tied up, you get that sick feeling in your stomach. We're gonna
Uh-huh.
have to go through all that. We're gonna have to go through all that, but he's gonna get it in there. See, Mendoza's got it a 3-point difference too, so
So, but Mendoza said he's had the Bucks since preseason. So Mendoza, let us know. Are you saying 30-27 Cowboys or Bucks? You gotta let us know which one it is, because you said you were leaning Bucks. And once I get that from Mendoza, then I give mine.
That's kind of how I was. I've been thinking Bucks all preseason, but now that it's game day, maybe it's just a little bit of optimism. Maybe it's just the bias. I'm gonna give us the edge.
How many field goals did Maher miss last year? Not Maher, Zerline. Was it 2?
Oh man, I think I have his info right here in front of me.
All right, so Mendoza, Stephen White giving us his season-long prediction. Lokes 44, thank you for joining.
Not including extra points, he missed 6 field goals. Zerline.
I mean, for week 1.
Oh, week 1, he missed 2. He missed the extra point too.
Okay.
He was 3 for 5 on field goals and 2 for
Yeah.
3 on extra point attempts.
Okay.
2 field goals and extra point. He took 7 points off the board for us.
Mm-hmm. So I remember last year I had it as a pick'em game. I said whoever the ball last and kicks the field goal wins. I think this year, I think Dallas takes it. I think we win by 6. So I'm leaning 30-24. I think Brady will have a chance to win the game at the end of the game, ball in his hands. But I think our defense steps up and stops him this time, unlike last year. So I think 30-24. It could be easily 31-30, but I'm going off the fact that I think our defense is going to stop Brady on that touchdown winning drive. And I'll probably be flipping out of my chair the whole drive.
It'll be pressure from Parsons that does it.
Oh, yeah.
As usual, that man's a monster.
Yeah, Stephen White said Tyler Smith and J. Lou are the biggest test. You know, Stephen White, we talked about this in the injury report. There are no guarantees that Gage or Godwin play today. So the test may be Anthony Brown versus Julio. Because I think we all kind of agree. Mike Evans, he may do more than he did last year, but I don't think he's going to be a big factor in this week's game. Tight end still remains to be seen how they use Brait, because we know how he was with Gronkowski. I think they try to rely on the run game and taking advantage of those vertical opportunities with Julio. Stephen White says AB will win that. I'm hoping he does. I'm sure he'll give up a couple plays, but I don't think it'll be Antonio Brown level. And that's another reason I'm leaning towards Dallas also. I think they took a slight downgrade.
Yeah.
All right, so what's that? So 5 of you guys gave game predictions, so thank you for that. Lambo 11:30. Let's go ahead into our second favorite segment of the show, and that's where we do our bold predictions. So guys, stick your chest out. Give us your bold prediction, something that you think that happens in this game that would be unusual, and let's make them real bold this year. Let's see if somebody can really give us a bold one and it come true, because there are a lot of different ways you can go with the way this team is structured right now. And I think there are going to be a lot of opportunities this game. So let's get into our bold predictions.
Bold predictions.
All right, Lambo. You want me to go first this time?
You want bold? I think I can give you bold.
All right.
Like real bold.
Okay.
Jake Ferguson will have 2 catches.
Okay.
For 2 touchdowns.
I like it. I like it.
Give me about. Oh man.
I don't even care
I'm
what
talking.
the yardage is.
I'm talking about like 7 yards, 9 yards.
These
are all red zone. All red zone. Maybe 2 catches, 11 yards, 2 touchdowns for Jake Ferguson. He's flying under the radar out there. All the attention to CD and Zeke and Schultz and it's.
I like that one.
That's my bold.
All right, guys. Now see, we got Shane Odom in the building. Thank you for joining us. Give me 1 second. I got to write all these down. Number, hit the comments for me real quick while I write these down. Starting with Stephen White.
3 TDs and 125 yards. That actually is very bold, even without the TDs, because last year where he had those 11 carries for 33 yards, I mean, it was horrendous. Zeke goes 3 TDs, 125 yards. I would love that for one, because he has caught a lot of slander from fans of other 31 teams this offseason about how he's not even a top 10 back and
well, when you
top
wear a
12 back.
When you wear a personal sideline, you're pretty much calling on yourself.
Oh my God, my wife got on me about that so bad. She started laughing at me. She said, "Is this your running back?" I said, "Oh my God." I said, I didn't even know what to say. My son was asking questions. Why he wearing a? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. What are you doing, Zeke? Who else we got? Let's see. Shane said, "I'm looking at this season as a win-win. If we win, yes. If we lose, it is one step closer to getting a new head coach. Maybe a Sean Payton. Who knows?
Never know."
Turpin, that's a big bold prediction as well. 2 special teams touchdowns. That would be huge.
That would be huge.
That happens, we definitely win in this game.
Oh, yeah.
TP has 100 yards receiving and rushing. Total, I'm assuming?
I'm assuming total, yeah.
I could see that. Pick 6 by Brown. What can Brown do for you? Steven has a Merce.
He has a Merce, also a man purse. I'm leaning. Shane Odom actually took mine. He says the defense has 3 takeaways. I didn't think 2 of them be scores, but I was definitely about to say that. Now I got to change mine since Shane took it. I will say the defense gets 5 sacks.
Okay. I like that.
I think it's possible. We saw in last year's game, Micah Parsons dropped back in coverage about 40% of the time. I don't think that happens this time. I think he's hunting a lot more. I'm still really interested to see how they use Anthony Barr, because we haven't seen him in preseason. Really, we don't know what his role will be. I just have a feeling he's going to be that coverage linebacker, and that'll allow that'll allow Parsons to stay at the line of scrimmage more.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they use him.
I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be out of the slot mostly in this game.
Yeah.
Do you recall, was CD running out of the slot mostly week 1 last year?
Yes.
The reason I bring that up is CeeDee Lamb, I don't know if y'all remember, he had 15 targets in that game last year.
Coop had 16.
Yeah, they had a ton.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, if we have a game like that again, where are them targets going?
Right.
I like to find out who's going to get the majority of those.
And what I like about this game, a lot of people don't talk about it. Tampa gets a lot of praise. Their secondary is awful outside of that safety. Like, Carlton Davis is a below average corner, and he's their best. Jamel Dean, athletic freak, below average corner. Sean Murphy Bunting, below average corner. Those are their 3 starters. And Carlton Davis got his lunch taken until he got hurt last year. And then the other guys just got beat even worse. So I think Lamb has some opportunities. I can't see them just taking Lamb out of the game, because I don't think their corners are good enough to do so. Lokes 44 said that ain't bold. 5 sacks isn't bold on Tom Brady. Lokes, come on, give me a little bit of credit. How about if I up it to 5 sacks with 2 of those being turnovers? How about that, Lokes?
Has Brady ever been sacked 5 times?
Oh man,
If so, I ain't been more than once or twice, I bet.
yeah. I can't think of a game except for I think it was against Kansas City about 3 or 4 years ago
You,
when Kansas City just came in and dominated them. It wasn't 3 or 4 years ago. It was it was Clyde Edwards-Helaire rookie year because that was kind of his coming out party game. Now they got after him a lot that game. I remember that. So it was 3 years ago then. Yeah.
Steven makes a good point right here, and we ain't talked about this much at all, but
Mm-hmm.
we could also have a bad day if we let Leonard Fournette run all over us.
That's true. Great point, Steven.
I don't know why I hadn't been thinking about much, but we've seen the Cowboys in recent history completely let games get away from us because we just can't stop the run game.
He said he made that stat up.
But they run them first.
That's still a good point though, because we haven't talked about Leonard Fournette. There were reports about him coming to camp at 250, but I think he's lost a lot of that weight. I just don't think he trained as much in the offseason. But I saw him on Bussing with the Boys. He looks pretty in shape. He looks pretty fit. I don't think he's 240 right now. So he doesn't have a lot of competition. They just got that rookie. So he should get a lot of carries this week. I appreciate it, Lokes. 5 sacks with 2 of those ending in turnovers. All right, Lambo, we're at 38 minutes. So let's go ahead and get out of here and let people get a chance to get ready for this live action of games coming up at 12 o'clock. So before we go, Lambo, let's hit our last segment and let's touch on what we think are some of our fantasy favorites for this week's games. So we'll do our fantasy favorite for the Cowboys game coming on tonight, and we'll also do a fantasy favorite for any team or game around the league.
Fantasy favorites.
All right. You want to start us off, Lambo?
Yeah, I'm gonna say for our game,
Uh-huh.
I know he's gonna have all the focus. You ain't got Gallup and Cooper on the field with you and this and that. I don't care. I think CeeDee Lamb is still gonna get crazy targets, and I think he's gonna show that he's that wide receiver one, and he's got it. He's got it. And he's gonna prove it today with all the pressure on him and with all the eyes on him. I think CeeDee Lamb is gonna have a tremendous game regardless. As far as like a sneaky play this week, if you're in a deep league or you just really didn't take wide receivers early, I would possibly pick up Noah Brown and toss him on your team if you're struggling to find a guy to throw in a deeper league.
Okay,
I think
you give us this game. Gotcha.
Yeah, the rest of those targets got to go somewhere, and I think Noah Brown's going to get the second most targets at the receiver position.
Okay.
But outside this game, I'm gonna go with DJ Moore.
All right.
He's been, a top top 24 wide receiver in I think the last few seasons or 3 seasons. And that's with shaky quarterback play. I think Baker Mayfield, although he's not amazing, he is an upgrade for him.
And it's a revenge game.
And it's a revenge game. He's playing the Browns. Like, he's pissed off whether he would admit it or not. Actually, he would admit it because he don't care what people think. But I think this DJ Moore's going to have a huge game. I think Baker is ready to go out there and it's a revenge game. He's ready to go out there and just blow them up. So give me a DJ Moore outside of this game.
All right. And Jack Mika, thank you for joining. I don't know if it's your birthday party, but if it is, happy birthday. If not, go out and enjoy yourself. And hopefully the Cowboys will give us a great game tonight. So make sure you don't miss that. I'm sure you won't. And Jack Mika says he agrees with you, Lambo. Brown's gonna get a chance to show out. And Mendoza has Schultz for our game. Other game, any Broncos offensive player, because it's Monday Night Football. I'm assuming because it's Monday Night Football, and you got Russell Wilson in the ultimate revenge game. And he pretty much put any receiver that's out there and the running back. And Mendoza said he picked up Brown in his dynasty league with Kittle out. I think that's a good move. Okay, Jack Meeker. Happy birthday to the twins, celebrating their 6th birthday today. Hopefully the Cowboys will bring you guys a victory to make it the ultimate birthday gift.
Yes. Happy
Uh, I'm
birthday.
I'm leaning with Mendoza on this game, kind of like what you said. CeeDee Lamb's going to show he's Lamb, but there are a lot of targets still to be had out there, and I think Schultz is going to be the guy that benefits from it. I have no doubt in my mind CeeDee Lamb gets 20 plus points this week, but I think a bigger surprise will be Schultz also getting 20 plus points and possibly being the top tight end in fantasy today. So outside of this game, I know Terry is going to love to hear this. I got to go to the Niners, and I got to go to Jeff Wilson. For the first time, he's given the full reins. Whenever he was given the reins, when Mostert was hurt, he ran with it, did very well. Chicago today is in the middle of a terrible rainstorm. And when you got rain on the ground, it always benefits the running back. Chicago's transitioning to a 3-4 defense from their 4-3. So we're going to have to see. I'm sorry, they're transitioning to a 4-3 from their 3-4. So we're going to have to see how that affects the defensive line play. Guys learning new assignments in new places. And the Niners offensive line is pretty good, powered by what I would consider the best tackle in football, Trent Williams. And Mendoza asking, does the monsoon in Chicago deter you? I would say no, only because when it's raining, the offense have the advantage because they know where they're going, and the defense has to be reactive. So when it's wet outside, that cuts their reaction time down a little bit, and that gives the offense advantage. And Jeff Wilson has some jets to take advantage of that. And I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Jeff Wilson. I meant Elijah Mitchell. Thank you, Mendoza.
I got him starting in one league this week.
Jeff Wilson is the backup still. I meant Elijah Mitchell. Thank you for calling that out. But yeah, Elijah Mitchell this week in a very rainy game. I don't expect Chicago to move the ball at all. So it's gonna be heavy run. Trey Lance's first game. They're gonna make sure he gets a safe win. George Kittle is out. So if you have George Kittle on your roster, make sure you make those adjustments.
Nope.
That
I was not going to draft him. I know I may be crazy, but he was off my board. He's
so
injury prone.
That's one major piece out of their passing game. So that puts another level of responsibility on Elijah Mitchell's back. I think he explodes today. And,
that is cool.
Lokes 44. Shout out to your son.
Yeah, happy birthday. That's awesome. 9/11, 2011, and he's 11
years old. Yeah,
that's wild.
11 is a very lucky number too. So you may want to.
Michael Parsons, 5 sacks today.
Exactly.
I got something to say too, because I got a notification just now.
What you got?
It's not a notification I like because I'm kind of hoping that Julio's on that decline.
Okay.
But he could have a big day too. Really as one of the Bucs players, but Julio Jones clocked the fastest time of any player on the Bucs during training camp practices.
Mm-hmm.
Fastest time of all Bucs players. No, he still got that speed. His speed ain't fell off.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're at 11:46. That's pretty much all we got today. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tune in to a full day of NFL football leading up to that Cowboys game tonight. Once again, happy birthday to Loke's son. Happy birthday to the twins. with Jack Meeker. Hope you guys all enjoy your day. And Lambo, I think that's pretty much it. So outside of that, be sure to join us this Wednesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time, for hopefully a victory Wednesday, where we give you a game recap of Sunday night's game. And then we'll look ahead to next Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Also, we'll give you storylines, keys to victory, all the other things that you come to find and love from the Cowboy Zone. Lambo, outside of this game, what game are you looking forward to seeing today?
Oh man. Honestly, I'm kind of. It's not two big contenders or anything, but I'm kind of just most intrigued about the one I was mentioning earlier. It's Panthers Browns,
Mm-hmm.
just because I like to see, I'd like to see Baker go out there and show them up, make them feel dumb.
Yeah,
But
I'm with you. I love a good revenge game.
yeah, I love revenge games. That's one of them.
You know what? Another game I'm interested in seeing is New England and Miami, because Miami's got this completely retooled offense, and there's no better coach to scheme against the offense than Bill Belichick. So if there's any weaknesses to be had in this new Miami Dolphins offense, Bill Belichick is going to exploit them. Or we're going to find out that this offense is legit and the rest of the league needs to be on notice, because if Bill Belichick can't stop them, nobody can.
Exactly. That's a good point. Oh man.
And as
Shoot.
always, Mendoza, anytime the Eagles play, we want to see the team beat them. Hopefully the Lions can pull that off for us. All right, well, that's pretty much it. Lambo, I'm still trying to get the music thing figured out. I'll have it by Wednesday.
It's all good.
But until then, let the people know where they can find you at.
On Facebook and let's see, Facebook and Twitter, YouTube and Patreon. It's at Cowboys Y'all, and Instagram is Cowboys Y'all 88.
All right, guys, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Bluff City Cowboys. You can find me on Twitter at Bluff Cowboys. You can also go to YouTube, find me at Bluff City Cowboys. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so that you will be notified whenever we go live. Until then, guys, we'll see you Wednesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time, for another episode of the Cowboy Zone. And again, as you see at the bottom, if you'd like to support, got our cash apps going across the bottom of the screen. We're bringing a lot of new stuff to the Cowboy Zone this year, and we greatly appreciate your support.
Yes, sir.
So thank you guys for watching, and enjoy some football, some family, some food. Have a great day. Go Cowboys.
Let's go. See y'all later.
Thank you for watching the Cowboy Zone.